Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blockbusters show. I'm Adam Sykes, and this is the second summer event we've ever done for Blockbusters show. The first one was Summer of Spoof, where we looked at parody movies. So this time, we're going to be looking at Happy Madison movies with Summer of Happy Madison. Media Wiz and his buddy Nostalgia Kid, a couple years ago, they did a review of Jack and Jill, which was considered the worst Happy Madison movie to come out of 2011. But the thing is, Happy Madison made 4 movies in 2011. That was just one of them. So for the next 3 months, one review for each month, I'm going to be looking at these movies. The first of which we're looking at is Just Go With It.
Just Go With It.
Just Go With It is one of Happy Madison's cutesy PG-13 family-friendly rom-coms, and honestly, watching the movie in full, I'd put it on par with another romantic comedy that I reviewed earlier this year for Blockbuster Show, that movie being What's Your Number? And by that I mean that it's just a generic, safe, bland PG-13 rom-com that's filled with actors that look like they don't even want to be there half the time. So Adam Sandler in this movie is a plastic surgeon. He has a great job, a great house, he gets along with all of his co-workers, one of which is Jennifer Aniston. And Adam Sandler has this whole thing where he has a fake wedding ring that he uses to get girls at the bar so he can sleep with them and then nix them the next day. One night he's at a party and he comes across this totally smoking hot babe played by Brooklyn Decker, who, I just realized this is the same year she was in that Battleship movie. They end up having sex on the beach, and the next day she wakes up and finds the wedding ring, and she's so disgruntled with him, and so he makes up this lie saying that, oh no, I'm not a married man, I'm actually gonna get divorced. And so then she says, oh, well, I want you to introduce me to your wife so that, you know, she knows that we slept together and that, you know, it's okay and all this kind of stuff. And from there, the movie becomes one of those cliche plots that you'd see in a sitcom where one lie stacks on top of another lie and then lies end up getting intertwined and, you know, oh, when will the liar be revealed thing. So yeah, move over, Gulliver's Travels. You ain't got nothing on Just Go With It. So Adam Sandler goes to Jennifer Aniston and is like, hey, can you pretend to be my wife so that you can tell this girl that we're getting divorced and that it's okay that we get together? So Jennifer Aniston does it after a trying on clothing montage. I will say this, at least it wasn't set till a freak. That's like the go-to song for fashion montages. Also, I love it because it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, you got the cutesy, mousy woman who, you know, she has glasses and her hair in a bun, and then she lets her hair down, takes her glasses off, she's absolutely hot. I'm just like, it's Jennifer Aniston. This was the same year Horrible Bosses came out. Like, whoa, Jennifer Aniston's really good looking. That's not a Revelation movie. Then the lie extends to, oh, they have kids because Jennifer Aniston actually is a single mom with 2 kids. A little boy is like really over precocious and happy, and the little girl's like more cynical, and it's the same thing with Tooth Fairy 2, where that creepy thing where it has kids talking like mini adults, and it's really, really unsettling. The joke with the little girl is, oh, she always talks in a fake Cockney British accent because she wants to be an actress, and it's like, every time she does that, it's like nails on a chalkboard. And the joke with the little boy is that he's always shitting himself. Because poop joke. And then this is where the actual like plot gets going, because at one point they're all like eating together at like a Chuck E. Cheese ripoff, and the little boy's like, oh, my dad never does what we want to do, and I want to go to Hawaii to learn to swim with dolphins. And then they do this thing that I always see in movies where people can just drop what they're doing and just book a flight within like hours of somewhere that they want to go. So yeah, they decide they're going to go to Hawaii.
Swim? And you want to swim with the dolphins. That makes a lot of sense.
I haven't thought it through.
So the whole plot from then on in the movie is basically pointless. There's also part of the lie where Jennifer Aniston's going out with a German guy named Dolph Lundgren, and then they make the joke of, oh, no connection to the superstar Dolph Lundgren, and he's played by Happy Madison regular Nick Swartzen, who's doing a very, very goofy German accent.
I've not introduced myself. We have talked on the phone.
but I am Sir Dolph Lundgren.
And really, from that point forward, when they get to Hawaii, it's just shenanigans. It's all a bunch of goofy, wacky antics and, oh, how much of the lie will be extended and when will the lie unravel, and really, it goes on way too long because this movie is almost 2 hours. Considering the contents of this movie is like just a bunch of fluff and filler, there is no reason that the movie needs to be 2 hours. There's jokes that you would totally see out of something like a CBS sitcom like Big Bang Theory or some shit. Because there's like one joke where they're all together and they're playing like Truth or Dare or something. And it's like, what was the saddest moment in your life? And Brooklyn Decker says something like, oh, when Backstreet Boys or NSYNC broke up. There's a whole bit where Nick Swartzen says that he's a sheep herder and they're at this restaurant and then they go out back and there's a sheep and he ends up having to wrestle it. And then, oh, Jennifer Aniston starts telling lies because she runs into an old high school rival of hers played by Nicole Kidman. And she says Adam Sandler's her husband so that she can compete with Nicole Kidman's husband, played by Dave Matthews of all people. This is a thing that pops up a lot in these Happy Madison movies, and I heard that Jack and Jill was like way worse when it came to this, but Adam Sandler just somehow finds ways to get like actors and musicians and comedians and sports athletes and like TV spokespeople and like fast food mascot people and all this kind of stuff. He somehow finds a way to put them all into his movie. Oh, but the main overarching conflict is that Adam Sandler wants to marry Brooklyn Decker. Like after knowing her for 2 weeks, now all of a sudden he's like looking at wedding rings and wants to marry her. It's official, Adam Sandler is now unofficially a Disney princess. Then, oh, slowly he starts realizing he does have feelings for Jennifer Aniston. And oh, the next day he's gonna pop the big question to Brooklyn Decker and he doesn't know like if he should go through with it or not. And so the next day, Jennifer Aniston eventually makes amends with Nicole Kidman, who reveals that she was also lying about Dave Matthews as her husband. And Adam Sandler shows up, and then the movie has like the weirdest cop-out where instead of showing us him not proposing to Brooklyn Decker and coming clean with her about everything, instead it cuts to voiceover of them going home, and you hear Adam Sandler's voiceover and he's like, oh yeah, you know, some lessons were learned, no feelings were hurt, everybody's okay, we're all on good terms now. That is like the weirdest cop-out way to end this. Like they don't even, the main thing that they were building up to, and they don't even show it. Apparently they did film a scene, he reveals the whole lie and then runs off to, go talk to Jennifer Aniston, but it's not in the movie. All the things that they had to scrap, they scrapped that scene, but they left everything else in this movie. In conclusion, I don't think this is the worst movie we're going to be looking at for the summer. This movie is way less annoying than other Adam Sandler movies that I've seen before, but with all the stuff that I've mentioned, from cliche plot elements to characters just being way too imbecilic for their own good, and the movie being way too needlessly long, that's the biggest criticism that I can take away from it. So yeah, it is very similar to What's Your Number, in that it's just a safe, fluffy, marketable, hot off the assembly line, overly produced piece of Hollywood, just rom-com generic crap that is so generic and bland and safe. And it's just, I don't know. If you want to see a better Happy Madison rom-com that takes place in Hawaii, just watch 50 First Dates. So that's basically it for Just Go With It. Tune in next time in July where we're going to be looking at the man, the meme himself. We're going to be looking at Kevin Paul Blart James. Except we're not going to be looking at Paul Blart. We're going to look at his 2011 comedy, The Zookeeper. Until then, I'm Adam Sykes of The Blockbuster Show, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, I would create a fake family for that. Oh my God.